There's nothing like cooking steak in a cast iron pan. Next to grilling, it's my favorite method as the heat retention found in cast iron is unmatched. This retention allows for a great sear and a fast cook. During this lesson, we'll be aiming for a medium rare steak at an internal temperature of 130 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. This is how most people like to enjoy their steak, as sufficient moisture is retained for a juicy and flavorful product. To check for medium rare doneness, simply press the steak with your fingers. It should feel like the space between your thumb and index finger. Now when searing, we want to make sure we cook both sides of our steak at equally timed intervals. Some people like to place their steak in the pan, leave it to sear, and only turn it once. Some people like to turn it 10 times. If that's the case, just make sure to time your turns so that the steak is cooked evenly throughout. It's important to note that turning frequently minimizes a gray band from forming, which is an overcooked layer under the surface of the steak. Finally, we'll be basting our New York strip with some butter and aromatics. So with all that being said, let's get started. So here's our beautiful New York strip, and they're quite long. As you can see, this one here is about the size of my hand. What a lot of people don't know is that a New York strip is actually half of a T-bone steak, whereby the other half comes from the tenderloin. Now when selecting a New York strip, you want to look for decent marbling and a nice fat cap along the side of the steak. This fat, when grilled and charred, is easily my favorite part. So firstly, we'll season generously with salt and black pepper. We'll flip and do the same on the other side. Next, we'll charge a cast iron pan on high heat until you can see wisps of smoke. Once that smoke appears, turn the heat down a couple notches and add in some neutral oil, enough to thinly coat the pan. We'll lay the steak down away from us and let this sear for 1 to 2 minutes, making sure to press down so that the steak makes contact with the pan. We'll then flip and sear the other side for an equal amount of time. I'll rotate my steak like so, which will help to ensure even browning and that each section is receiving equal amounts of heat from the pan. At this point, we'll feel our steak, and this has a ways to go, so we'll continue to sear. We'll flip, and at this stage, as mentioned, this is where we really need to make sure that we flip our steak at equally timed intervals. For example, 1 minute on one side and another minute on the other. We basically want to avoid cooking one side longer than the other, as this will lead to an uneven pinkness in the center. As I'm feeling the steak, I can tell that it's close to medium rare. I'll sear a little longer, then stand it up on its side so that I can sear and char the fat cap. And try not to be too concerned about overcooking when doing this, as the fat cap will protect the meat from the heat. Once I'm satisfied with the char, I'll remove our steak from the pan and place onto a wire rack. I'll add the compound butter and tent with aluminum foil to rest for 5 minutes. And here's our beautiful New York strip. We'll cut into the center, and there's our nice pink medium rare. This right here is exactly what you want, juicy and pink throughout with a nice crust around the edges. So there you have it, how to sear and cook a steak in a cast iron pan soaking in aromatic butter. In the next lesson, we'll be learning about wet aging and how it can make a fillet of beef even more tender. We'll also be showcasing how to make a beautiful pan sauce with our beef demi-glace. Bye for now.